little bee. Sing Wasama, best party ever. We're here, always be a...
Hey guys, Okami Girl here. With G4 now officially over, I thought it would be interesting to take a look at some of the G4 toy lines and analyze them from a critical lens. While I could start from the beginning with the original releases, I'm opting to begin with, in my opinion, the most fascinating early G4 toy line, the Pony Wedding line. While the original releases from 2010 to 2011 did provide a good introduction to the world of Friendship is Magic through toy form, it wasn't until 2012 where we saw a more direct connection between the main toy line and show universe. This effectively created a turning point in the My Little Pony G4 toy line. The Pony Wedding line of toys was made to coincide with the Season 2 two-part finale, A Canterlot Wedding. The finale is what many consider the time where MLP and the Brony fandom exploded in popularity. Audiences loved the new characters, songs, and of course, most notably, the twist villain reveal. The question is though, how well did this spectacular finale hold up in the toy line? Let's find out. Much like the other lines in My Little Pony Generation 4, there is, of course, main 6 pony releases. This time, however, each of the main 6 came with a different wedding theme accessory or gift. Pinkie Pie came with a cake, of course, Fluttershy a little present, Applejack a punch bowl, Twilight some roses, Rarity a little handbag, a hoof bag, and Rainbow Dash a picture frame. I guess it's a gift for the bride and groom, but definitely not as well thought out as the others. They also each came with a comb and a little wedding invitation, with each invitation having a different image on the front, which I think is a wonderful little detail. Some releases of these ponies also came with a small DVD disc containing one of the episodes of the show, either Lesson Zero or Ticketmaster. Did anyone actually watch these DVDs though? It's a nice addition, but I feel like very few people actually watch the episodes in this way, especially when the episodes at the time were so easy to find on YouTube. 4 of the main 6 ponies also got deluxe accessory sets. Fluttershy had a music theme set that came with a piano, which is accurate to the show given she was responsible for the music through her bird conducting at the wedding. Pinkie Pie comes with, of course, more cake given her role as a reception hostess. Rarity in the episode, who was in charge of dress design, came with a vanity stand in the set. And lastly, Twilight came with a book and chest. She's supposed to see the wedding plan, so I suppose that makes sense. One aspect I loved about these deluxe sets is the beautiful and detailed fabric outfits they came with. I don't think any other 3-inch brushable ponies received nicer fabric outfits than these. Unlike the original Hasbro OC seen in the first year of the line, the wedding line opted for more familiar faces. Fan favorites including Trixie, Lyra, and Cherryberry were introduced in toy form here, along with Sunny Rays, who was seen in the background of the show. This was Hasbro's first attempt at capitalizing on the growing fandom by introducing more recognizable characters into the line. This makes sense, as both fans young and old wanted characters from the show they loved. This trend, however, might have been taken too far with the next couple lines' over-reliance on the main 6. However, that's a story for another time. We of course can't talk about the line without mentioning the iconic wedding castle. This castle came with Princess Cadance and Shining Armor, the first stallion in the My Little Pony line since G2. What is interesting, however, is the fact we actually have some prototype images of this castle seen here. The biggest difference you can see is the lack of a swing in the original, as they opted for a second staircase. An extra story was also added to the set, allowing for more places for ponies to be displayed and played with. Even more interesting, however, is the concept art seen behind the physical model. From this, you can see they initially envisioned having an extra tower and bridge that would connect to the castle, which does look very similar to the show. My absolute favorite part, though, is the idea of allowing the Friendship Express train set to fit underneath the bridge. I absolutely love this idea, and I really wish it was considered in the final version. Here are a couple more images of the finalized prototype of the wedding castle. As you can see, other than color differences, the mold is exactly the same. Now, something is very fascinating about the next picture, and that's the 3 little unicorn filly flower ponies. The official release saw a set of the Cutie Mark Crusaders acting as flower fillies as they did in the show. Originally, however, it was clear Hasbro had in mind making original characters. These same characters were even seen at the 2012 Toy Fair. I believe this goes back to the theory that Hasbro decided to switch from original characters to more recognizable show ones. While it does make more sense to have the CMC in their proper roles in toy form, it is such an absolute shame we never saw these fillies get an official release. Aside from the flower fillies themselves, their dresses and flower crowns are so wonderfully detailed. Perhaps it wouldn't have been as detailed in the actual release, but honestly, I just can't get over how perfect it could have been. Cadance is also seen in the picture, and you may have noticed her body color is much more show accurate instead of the hot pink they went with in the end. They eventually got the color right in the 2017 movie reboot release, but gosh, it's such a shame we couldn't get this version. Another interesting version of Cadance that exists is one with gradient wings. This extremely rare prototype has not popped up much for sale, and I can understand why, given the fact that I'm sure most collectors would want to keep her in their collection. Speaking of Cadance, what is a pony line without a giant talking princess toy? Of course, we have Princess Cadance to fill in that gap. She's completely the wrong color pink, and is modeled off the ridiculous talking Princess Celestia figure that was released the year before. Luckily, her voice clips are not as ridiculous as some of the other talking ponies.
My star barrettes are fabulous!
Instead, she says things that you would expect her to say.
My dress is so pretty.
Other releases in the toy line include the continuation of the Glimmerwings line with Fluttershy and Daisy Dreams, and the fashion-style releases of Princess Celestia and Luna. Celestia, though, at this point, is still pink. I will never understand why, though. Cadance was introduced, so Hasbro had a pretty pink princess they could sell in stores. So why did they not bother making Celestia white? Oh, they did. In prototype form, seen here. It baffles my mind they went through the thought of making the correct color version of her during a time where they decided they wanted to move to greater show accuracy. But nope, enjoy your pink not pink princess. Anyway, at least the dresses and accessories these ponies came with are cute. Lastly, there was Twilight's RC wedding car. Yeah, no comment here. Honestly, it's just a recolored Pinkie Pie RC car to fit the pony wedding theme, I guess? I actually remember at the time the Pinkie Pie RC car and the Twilight Sparkle RC car were sharing the same shelf space. So these releases were very close together. I really don't know why they decided to re-release it just with a different pony and a new different color scheme. One thing that is interesting about this line, however, that you may have noticed, is there's no release of Queen Chrysalis nor any sign of any changelings. While both would see releases eventually in 2013 and 2017 respectively, it was an interesting choice for them not to be included here. And I have a few theories of why that might be the case. The first possibility was not to show any spoilers for the season finale episode. Many fans were completely shocked by the twist villain reveal, and absolutely no one was expecting it. There was no indication that such an event would occur from the merchandise or even press releases, so for many, it was a moment that was made even more special. This would not be the case a year later, however, when merch revealed the plans of Twilight becoming an Aragorn princess way before the release of Magical Mystery Cure. I think a more logical theory is that Hasbro was still leaning towards the slightly girly and pink sweet line they were using to sell the G3 toys in the early releases of G4. I think though many would have loved to have their hands on one of the bad guys, as it makes storytelling a whole lot more interesting. Whatever the reason may be, it is definitely worth noting the decision not to include any changelings was deliberate in some way. I think the line would have been perfect if they just released these characters during the line's time, perhaps after the season aired. This is often done with Disney movies, where they have more spoiler-type toys released after the movie comes out. Overall, this line I find is one of the best they released. The hair quality on all the ponies were wonderful, the little sets they came with were perfect, and overall, it was filled with really adorable releases. Let us not forget the time, too, when Hasbro ran a promotion at Walmart that allowed fans to grab free posters to celebrate the event in the toy aisle. That was definitely something special. Anyway, I would love to know your thoughts on this toy line in the comments down below. Do you remember buying any of these toys in stores? Do you still own them? What release was your favorite? Also, let me know what you think of this new video style. I wouldn't be opposed to doing more G4 toy line retrospectives in the future. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos in the future.